Hi, everyone. This is Dr. IJ, aka Ijama Wogu, your purpose coach. And I am here with one of my rock star clients. Her name is Britney Blackstock. And I just want her to share her experience with working with me, and I'll allow her to introduce herself. So, Britney, take it away. Just tell us more about who you are, where you are, what you do, and we'll start with that.
Okay. My name is Britney Blackstock. I want to say this is the first time I said this, from Birmingham, Alabama. This is where I currently live. And I am a career services professional. And that feels really good to say. So, higher education practitioner. I recently earned my degree in interdisciplinary graduate studies, studying higher education administration and, leadership and professional development.
Absolutely. And I've just been watching you progress and achieve so many things academically, career-wise, and watching you on LinkedIn. And you've achieved so much like in the past year or two, if you will. And it's just really impressive. So talk to us a little bit about what you wanted to achieve when you reached out to me.
So the one thing that I wanted to achieve was getting in alignment with goals. I was coming to the end of my graduate program and kind of felt a sense of, I really don't know what I want to do next, what's going to be my next move, or I didn't feel as though I had direction. So I really just reached out to you because I believe that I could be honest with you and authentic, and I believe that you could also give that back. So I reached out to you because as I was approaching the end of my graduate studies, I knew that I wanted to have better direction. If someone asked me what's my 5-year plan, I could not tell them. I did not know. I just knew that I didn't want to be both a student and an employee. I knew that I wanted to focus on being an employee. So I reached out to you because I wanted more direction, professional direction, as far as what are the next steps. And I also felt as though I reached my ceiling in my previous role, and I didn't want to get myself stuck in a corner. So that's another reason why I reached out to you as well.
Awesome. Awesome. And when you think about the whole desire to be clear on your career direction, what other obstacles were you hoping to overcome in the process? It could be emotional, it could be anything that you felt was a barrier.
So 2 things, but they're kind of one and the same. I guess for the past 3 years or so, I've been on a journey for professional confidence, professional ownership. I wanted to shift or move from job category to career category. And I knew that, or I felt as though earning my master's degree would help me get in alignment with a career path versus moving from job to job. So in that course of moving from job to job, or moving from career to career, starting my career path, I really wanted to build a sense of professional confidence. It's kind of one of those things that you have to overcome that we all hear about, imposter syndrome.
All right.
And I can talk about that so much, but there's this little voice that likes to shut down everything that you think you can do.
Right.
To make you feel as though you don't have the skills and qualifications. So I believe in our first meeting, you told me that everyone sees the it in you, Britney. Everyone sees that it in you. When you're having conversations with people, when you're networking, they recognize or they see that it. The question is, do you see that it for yourself?
Sure.
And it was very eye-opening that sometimes while I do see it, it can be fleeting. So
I hear that. Okay. So when you realize where you are now in your career, well, first, let me backtrack. Talk to us about where you were and where you are now.
When you and I met in December of 2020, I was at a professional conference, and I was in the role of an assistant director of the UAB Career Center. I learned about a different position that was become available, and that was a director position. And I thought, like, oh goodness, there's kind of shell shock. I don't know if this is something that I want, the responsibility of being a director. What does that look like? Am I ready for it? But nonetheless, I took a leap of faith. I definitely had things to consider, had conversations with not only my husband, but I would say Dr. IJ as well. And that really gave me the confidence that I needed to just do it, just go ahead and apply. So here it is. 2 months later, and I am the new director of the career services in the Office of Postdoctoral Education. Excuse me.
That is
So
a
I'm really
huge
excited.
celebration. I
Yeah.
love that. So, in summary, tell us your previous title and tell us your current title now.
Okay. So previously, I was the assistant director of the UAB Career Center, working with around about 3,000 undergraduate students in a lot of different areas. My
Mhm.
current title, 2 months later, is Director of Career Services in the Office of Postdoctoral Education. I'm
Yeah.
working in the graduate school, focusing my efforts
Mhm.
and energies not only with PhD students, but also master students as well.
Absolutely. And you guys could see how Brittany just made it happen for herself. She did the work, she changed her mindset, and she, of course, the only word I can think of for her is rock star. She rocked it out. She made it happen for herself. And I'm just super excited for her. So, Brittany, when you think about the whole career journey you've taken, and it's an ongoing process, this is just
Mhm.
you've advanced some, and that's great. What have you found to be pleasing in this whole process for you when it comes to maybe your salary or the responsibilities you'll have and things like that?
I would think advocating for myself.
Yeah.
Because in the transition, I decided to negotiate my salary.
Mhm.
And that was something that I had never done before. I had talked about it,
Yeah.
but I had never physically done it myself. And it was extremely
Mhm.
intimidating. Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
don't think that women should be intimidated to negotiate anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary, it could be a number of different things when you're talking about professional negotiations. But I would say just advocating for myself and the things that I knew that I was worth this.
Yeah.
And that is something, that experience of advocating for myself through salary negotiation is something that I will take with me. And while it was not necessarily favorable in my eyes, I
Sure.
know that it's going to be beneficial for the next steps. And I know that I'll
Mhm.
be able to secure it in the next role. So
Wow. That's
that's
powerful.
really, that's a component of that professional confidence that I was talking about.
Absolutely. And that's the dinger about working in education, especially a public university where they're really rigid about,
Yeah.
what they do with salary and things like that. And I always ask my clients if they weren't necessarily in a traditional role in their work, what are some of their passions and interests that they could see developing something on the side, whether it's like consulting or coaching or whatever, to utilize their gifts and talents for maybe future endeavors. How do you process that for yourself?
So, in thinking about the career journey, I have loved the passions that I've kind of attached myself to along the way have been really impacting young people. However, I can't just limit it to young people because we know that the face of college is changing and that there's no such thing as traditional students.
Yeah.
But I would say impacting people, diverse groups of people who need a resource
Hmm.
that they didn't know they needed,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I love being able to impart some wisdom in
Hmm.
this is how you can secure the bag, so to speak.
Yes.
This is how you can get to your destination. And while I'm
Hmm.
able to do that for other people, I also believe that me, people like me, also need counsel, good guidance, wisdom as well. So as I'm boosting up someone else, I too need that for me. So I
Yeah.
think that my main passion is definitely being able to empower young people and professionals to help them get to their next steps.
Absolutely. And now that you're aware of this area of interest for yourself, how do you carry that with you as you go along?
I do not try to be an all around expert in this field. I
Mhm.
try to be a sponge. I don't know what I don't know. So, therefore, I will go and build my network so that they can help me so that I can help
Mhm.
someone else.
That's right. Yeah.
It's no sense in recreating the wheel,
Mhm.
especially in this world because there's lots and lots of information.
Yeah.
So, something that has been helpful for me is to network
Mhm.
with other people at peer institutions, maybe do some benchmarking from peer institutions, see what are best practices, and then implement them. Do
Yeah.
an assessment here and then implement them at my institution if I can possibly do that.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that that.
That's awesome. And I love hearing about just how you're processing your thoughts and your interest areas and the work that you're doing is just really inspiring. And I hope you all can take some nuggets from her to be inspired in your career journey. So I want to give you a chance to give us some last words, anything you want to say about the experience you've had. And I leave the floor for you.
This has been one of the best experiences in solidifying professional growth, accountability for myself,
Sure.
to not settle, to try to do things that scare me,
Mm-hmm.
because I could have very well sat and become stagnant in my previous position without any effort to ruffle the feathers. But I'm really happy that I took a leap of faith. I'm really proud of myself for asking for help. And I think that all of those things combined have really helped me to where I am today. And I know that I have so much further to go and a lot of people to meet along the way, a lot of information to synthesize. But I'm really excited to look forward to what that looks like for me. And if I'm standing at this level,
Mm-hmm.
where can I be in the next 2, 3 years,
Ooh,
4, 5 years,
that's
6, 7
exciting.
years?
Yeah.
That's really exciting and
Yeah.
also a little bit scary, but
Mm-hmm.
more so exciting.
Yeah, got
And
it.
I don't want to shy away from that.
Yes. And I tell you, I just love the vision you've just painted. You're able to achieve this director role. Imagine what else I could achieve, right? And I know you can get there. I know you will get there. You certainly have the drive and know-how and all it takes. So thank you so much, Brittany. This has been
You're
great.
welcome.
I'm super proud of you, Miss Director. And I know you're going to rock it out over at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. So awesome. Kudos. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you.